Welcome back to another video, you guys. I am James from James' Reptiles. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how I used to cohab my crested geckos and I don't anymore. Now, usually when you say you cohab crested geckos, people freak out. This is also going to be a little bit controversial, and we'll get to that in a little bit later. But if you have a problem with how other people keep their animals, just click away because you're already not going to like it. So, I've been contemplating this for a long time. In the past, I just kept all my females of a similar project, like pinstripe. I would keep 3 females with a male in an 18 by 18 by 24 Exoterra, and that worked really well. For what it was, you know, I had a lot of babies that were just kind of okay, or I knew I had a female that wasn't laying well, but I couldn't figure out who it was. They were laying lots of infernals, and everyone kept telling me, separate them, separate them, separate them. And there was a couple of reasons I didn't. Like I said, it just wasn't right at the time. Like everything was going fine. I was focusing on the leopard geckos, but I'm getting to the point where I want to know who's producing. I want to upgrade the crested geckos because leopard geckos are, for the most part, set. Like, of course, every year I'm going to tweak it here and there and fix up certain projects and make the black knights darker or whatever I have to, but they're pretty much set. So I need to focus on the crested geckos this year, and that's what we're going to do. So I am getting rid of the 18 by 18 by 24s, and I'm replacing them with 38 by 19 by 27 centimeter boxes. Now, these are actually shoe boxes. I'll link to them down below if you're interested. And in each one, I'm drilling, what is this, a 2-inch hole, and putting one of these vents at the top. Now, they're just these boxes that are meant for sneaker guys. I turn them sideways. They have a door with a handle, and the door is magnetic. I haven't had a problem yet of a gecko jumping against the door and getting out. I know it will happen. I have a buddy who uses these for his grow-ups, and he says they happen. He uses a child lock. The only problem that I have is I haven't found a way to lock them where I can still put them side by side. His child lock goes around the side, and you wouldn't be able to like keep them side by side flush, which is what I want. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you them. Like I said, not everyone's gonna be happy. They're smaller than 18 by 18 by 24s, which is gonna upset a lot of people, but hey, I'm here to breed these animals. I do love the animals. I do take very good care of them, and if you have a problem with that, you can go tell somebody about it or whatever. Go cry about it, I guess. But this is how I keep my animals, and I think this is one of the only ways I can really be profitable. So we are going to take a look. So these are the 18, the 38, 19, 27 centimeters versus 1 Exoterra. So each gecko gets its own. So there's 4 geckos in one of these versus 4 of these. So I think it's roughly the same space. I think it was 7,000 cubic inches for one of these, or for 4 of these, and then 7,600. I don't know, the math was weird. But yeah, so right now they came in a pack of 3, so I've just been rotating the male. So he's in there. So basically all I've been doing is 1 plant, the lay box, the food and water, paper towel on the bottom. I might put a ledge. I haven't decided yet. I can actually 3D print the ledges now. All I'd have to do is buy the suction cups, which is not a big deal. I can get those at the store. I'm debating putting a second plant on this side. I think I should, but I haven't decided yet. If I put a plant, I probably won't be able to put the ledge. But these are what they look like right now. This is going to be really great. And if you look at my leopard geckos, they have these sticky notes on the side, taped to the side of each tub, so I can say, male went in on this day, the male left on this day, they laid on this day, and if the eggs were good or bad, so I can keep track of, you know, if one of these geckos is laying bad eggs, I can keep track of that. The lily white gecko, I can tell you exactly who her eggs are, and I'm going to separate them in each of these cups. So like previously, I'd have a cup like this labeled Dalmatians, Dals. Well, that's a Dalmatian project, so it can be from any of those females. Usually I was having a good time telling who it was, but usually isn't always, right? So that's where these come in. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that space on the bottom for babies. I always have too many babies, always too many babies. I have a problem, so my babies grow really slow. I don't know if that's because I don't really offer them crickets all that often, very rarely. And I do keep it nice and cool in here. I try to keep it around 72, but the babies grow really slow. So if you're interested in purchasing, you know, a 5-pack of babies at a really good discount, no pictures or nothing, that's something we can work out. I've got babies, I've got baby gargoyles. I plan on, so now that these adults are all separated, I will get rid of the girls that aren't laying very well. Once I know which ones are laying and which ones aren't, I'll get rid of the ones that aren't, and I'll replace them with nicer ones. And then I'm going to isolate the ones that are uglier. I don't want to say uglier because they're not ugly, but harder to sell the babies, I should say. Harder to tell what morph the babies are. Like these pinstripes. That one's a really nice quad stripe. This one's a partial pin. If they're both laying just fine, I'm going to sell the partial pin, right? Now actually both these geckos are quote unquote sold. I have a buyer. He's going to take one of them at a time. And until then, I'm just going to keep breeding them. And so I'll eventually replace those with 2 quad stripes. I'll probably end up replacing that male, which I really don't want to because Skipper's my awesome male. And we do have another lily white growing up, so she will get her own tub eventually. And I might have to get a separate male. He might just stay with the lily white. I might have to get a separate pinstripe male, who knows. And it'll be the same thing with the Dalmatians. I'm going to split them up, and you know, I'm gonna find this nice super Dal male and put him in there, and then I'm going to take out the females that don't really have spots or that have a lot of other weird pattern going on. I think 2 of the 3 in there are really nice. The 4th one that's got Dal spots, but she's got some other stuff going on I don't really care for. So I'll get rid of the male and that female, and we'll replace them with nicer ones. That tank, Paludarium, I don't know if in the last video I showed you guys, but I cleaned it out. Pumps and all that work. Eventually I'm going to get it going. It's going to go in my bedroom. That's going to be a little side project. It's not going to be its own video, but you guys can watch it in the background as I slowly do it. I'm kind of just lazy. I come in here and I work with the animals and I play video games, and that's pretty much it. That's what I do with my free time. So lots of leopard geckos this time of year, but we have separated the crested geckos, and it's something I've needed to do for a long time just as a business, because you know, last year breeding all the crested geckos, I didn't have nearly this many babies. I think I have like 1 or 2 more adult females and 1 or 2 that are laying a lot better this year. So I have a lot more babies this year. And so the problem last year was the babies would take forever to grow up, so I would sell them young, and then I'd only sell them for $40 to $60. This year, I am averaging $60 to $80 a baby, which is a lot better, but I do also have a lot more. And so, you know, the gargoyles are easy to get rid of. I can post them on MorphMarket and sell them really easy. I don't have a problem with those. It's just these babies that don't look like a whole lot. No one wants to buy really young. They want to buy the ones that already look like super Dalmatians, that already look like quad stripes. So that's kind of where we're at. Eventually they'll all be really nice. Not that they're not nice, but it'll be a lot easier to sell them. And so I think that's going to help the business a lot. I just want to interrupt today's video and tell you guys that we are running out of leopard gecko rack space. So I do want to let you know we have a bunch of adult leopard geckos for sale. These are previous breeders. If you're looking to breed, this is a great way to get into it. They're proven breeders, and adults from last year. So real quick, let's take a look at some adults from last year. I don't know when I clean these, so let's pray. Oh, they're not that bad. All these red tags are on the website. Here we have 2 males that are Black Knight head eclipses. Now, obviously they're not very dark. I'm standing there in the shadow. These are technically considered 50% Black Knights, and that just means they come from a line from Black Knights, right? So they're not really going to produce too much dark stuff, but if you want to pair it with something, you definitely can. Like this guy right here is really cool, and you know, him to a nice female, you might get some really nice animals. This one right here, not for sale. The one gecko from last year that just struggling to eat, and I don't know what to do about that. Last female, she's actually really cool. She is also up for sale on MorphMarket. She is also Posset patternless. This is a pullback female, so we'll make all patternless eclipses next year, and then after that we'll start making them darker. But we've got some other adults for sale real quick. We have this Super Snow male proven breeder that I produced last year. Stays kind of small. Most Super Snow males do stay kind of thin. I don't know what that is, but if you ask any breeder, they will tell you that. That's why males are always the Super Snows, not females, because you don't want females to lose too much weight. We also have this male who is a Black Knight Eclipse. He has a slightly deformed arm. That was my bad, actually. I bought the wrong calcium when I was raising him up, and unfortunately his arm got a little fucked up. Still a proven breeder, breeds really awesome. You can see he's an eclipse based on the eyes there. And then 2 more proven breeders. We've got this super speckled Black Knight, double het patternless eclipse, and this snow. I know he doesn't look like snow, but he proves out as a snow. This is my first leopard gecko right here. His name is Malloy, I do need to make room, and he is serving no purpose at the moment. So he's really old. He's missing an eyelid, missing a couple fingers. Next we have my 2 Petco adoptions. This one they claimed was it's a quote-unquote albino. They claimed it was blind. I have no issue with it. They said they had to hand feed it. It's been eating all its worms on its own and growing great. This one had a big chunk taken out of her tail. She's also missing a bunch of her toe tips. But she's just a very large female. Her tail's healed super great. So that's Franny and Sparky. Now all these geckos are available. Just reach out to me. This is a Tremper albino female I won at a charity auction and I have no need for. So if you're interested in any of these geckos, let me know. Along with that, Lefty and Righty will be for sale this year. I am getting rid of any of those really small projects that don't make too much, and just making room for other stuff. So if you're interested in any of those, let me know. But let's get into the Crested Gecko video. Leopard geckos, like I said, are really getting there. I had a couple issues with some of the Black Knights this year. I had that female holdback that just didn't do very well. I don't know quite what's happening. I had a couple geckos in that project just all stop eating. I gave a bunch of dewormer and they all ate a bunch and they were all pooping good. And they were all just really thin already. So I had a couple geckos pass away from that. I'm not really sure what it was, but luckily it's kind of just a couple in the same little group. No one else seems to be affected by it. So unfortunately that is what it is. I have a lot of really nice leopard gecko holdbacks this year. And I think I'm also gonna, I'm trading one for a new male. I want a second male, and I'm kind of worried my male isn't gonna get the job done because he loses a lot of weight during breeding season, my Black Knight male. So I have kind of a trade proposition with this one person. I have this baby gecko that's just a phenomenal gecko. It's easily $1,000 gecko. When I told her, hey, I'll trade you this gecko if you produce a fairly decent Black Dark Knight male. Of course, if this gecko ends up being a male, mine, it's temp sex female, so, but if it ends up being a male, or if I end up getting a nice male of my own, I'm gonna keep it because I could definitely use it, and that would give me 3 solid black females. If I kept it, 3 or 4, honestly, which for next year just kind of blows everything out of the water. And you know, honestly, if we're producing a lot more, they're probably going to be down in price a little bit, but the amount we'd be producing, it wouldn't matter. Blue beauties are doing great. The first 2 are going out next week. They're eating frozen thawed. I'm gonna actually thaw out some more rodents. What's today? Wednesday, Friday, my next day off, and try to get a couple more feeding on frozen thawed and just start selling them. They do take up a lot of room. All these tubs on the ground, it's always claustrophobic in here, but that's just kind of the way I roll. So it is what it is. But yeah, Crested geckos are doing really well. We are making it better. Like I said, I'm moving everything to those. I have those all here. I need to order more of these vents, and I'm doing it slowly because taking one of those out and cleaning it's really annoying. I have to clear off my table, drag it to the backyard, get the hose out. And so that's another thing too. I can wipe these down every feeding. So the cages are going to be a lot cleaner for the geckos, which I'm actually really excited about. I like my animals to be happy and healthy. And yeah, I think it's just going to be really great. So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me in the comment section what kind of videos you want to see. I know we do reptile videos, but we do focus on how to make money with reptiles. So if there's something you want to see, definitely let me know. We can talk about, you know, how to breed geckos, the seasons, how to tell when a gecko's going to lay, how to pick out pairs, whatever you guys want to hear, we can talk about it in a future video. So make sure to smash the subscribe button. We're getting really close to 1,000 subs and I can't wait to hit it. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.